Hey guys, it's Stephen here, back with another video and back with another match preview. Yes, Manchester City are playing tomorrow yet again. The games are coming thick and fast, and City take on Chelsea in their third game since Project Restart got underway in the Premier League. And I'm really excited, if I'm being honest. I'm very excited to see City play. Hopefully, we'll see our team of world-class stars do some more wonderful things on the pitch. Today, we're going to preview the game, look at Chelsea, look at Manchester City, work out the lineup, all that kind of stuff, maybe predict the score. And I've also got some thoughts from the Chelsea fan, from the channel Son of Chelsea, a very good Chelsea channel, coming up later on in this video. I'm looking forward to this game. I really am. It's a big test, this one, I reckon. We'll start today with the overview of this game and generally speak about what this game means for Manchester City. Of course, it's off the back of two very impressive wins so far. We were very good the other day, which only feels like yesterday, against Burnley when we battered them 5-0, and just as good against Arsenal when we battered them 3-0. And hopefully we're going for a clean sweep of victories with clean sheets in this game. But I suspect this one will be a little bit more tough. Chelsea have already played one more game than Burnley had at this point when we played them, and obviously it was Arsenal's first game as well. But Chelsea are better prepared than Burnley are. Chelsea are a better team as well. They're also a better team than Arsenal. So this is definitely our sternest test since we've come back so far. And I don't think they'll take this game lightly. It's off the back of a 2-1 win for them against Villa. Though we have already beat them this season, of course, which was about 400,000 years ago by this point. Last time around it was 2-1 with De Bruyne and Morris picking up the goals. But this game is going to be interesting. It's a real test for us. It's interesting to see where the squad is at compared to other squads, I guess, given that Chelsea are a real test for us. And even Guardiola was very complimentary about Chelsea and Lampard in particular. He had this to say about Lampard and then Chelsea. He said Lampard was an extraordinary footballer and he'll be an extraordinary manager. He did a really good season. I love that. He did a really good season. I'm not mocking his broken English. It's just a cute sentence. And I'm delighted to watch his team. They are the elite of European football. They're incredible players in all departments. And they do have very good players in all departments, so it isn't going to be easy. And any City fans expecting a stroll in the park with this one are probably setting their expectations a little bit too high, because this one will be a little bit more challenging, but it doesn't mean it's not winnable, of course. I think it will be. Onto the team news. Of course, there's no Aguero, which is a shame. Aguero's now had his surgery. There's photos of him in bed on his phone and fumbles and all that kind of stuff. Dr. Roman Kugat's done his Kugat-inspired thing, and hopefully he'll be back, according to reports, ready for playing in 5 or 6 weeks. So he's going to be out for a month and then training, and then hopefully he'll be back for the good shit around the Champions League, which is a lot of time out. The meniscus on his left knee, the surgery's been perfect, apparently, and Aguero feels really good. It's a shame that we're out because someone raised the point that he could have broken the record for 20 goals in successive seasons in the Premier League, and now he won't do. He's equalled it, but he could have actually broken it, which is a massive shame. But it is what it is, unfortunately. It is what it is. In terms of the team news, Guardiola also had this to say about Gabriel Jesus. He said, Jesus has played alongside Aguero. We have no doubts about him. He's a great player on the pitch and in the locker room. We can't deny we have one eye on the Newcastle game, though. Chelsea is a prestigious game. Chelsea is a prestigious game, but I can't say prestigious today. You still can't say it. But Newcastle is a final for us. The quarter-final, literally. He said, our concern is not whether Gabriel Jesus is good enough. He's playing every 3 days. And then interestingly, he said that we've got Sterling, Bernardo, who can play there, and Gundogan. He said Gundogan can play as a false nine, which is a very big claim. Other team news, no Garcia, I think he might be okay, but I've got a feeling he'll sit this one out just to be on the cautious side, and maybe he'll be involved with Newcastle. And Claudio Bravo now is fit, but apparently has turned down an offer from Arsenal, which is interesting. Arteta, please take him off our hands. Please, I hope you made it, because that would be wonderful news for me. He's turned down the Arsenal because he wants to be involved full-time somewhere and play regularly. He doesn't want to be a backup keeper. Apparently, Besiktas want him. Whatever. Fair enough, he might be involved on the bench and tomorrow. But that's the team news. On to the actual lineup. This is what I'm expecting. Many more changes. But once again, there will be the eye on Newcastle, as Guardiola says. But I'm still expecting loads of changes for both games, really. This one, Ederson will be in goal. I do suspect Laporte will play this. I'm going to say Laporte alongside Fernandinho is my guess for this game. And I think Mendy will come back in, and I think Walker will come back in. Maybe Cancelo might play it, actually, but I still think Walker will come back in for this one, and Mendy. Then I'm going to say Rodri to play again in this game. I think Rodri will play again with Gundogan against Newcastle. Rodri to play again. Kevin De Bruyne will play in this game, in my humble opinion. I think Bernardo could start this one. Bernardo, Sterling on the left, Gabriel Jesus for the middle. Well, it could be Foden, maybe. No, I think it'll be... I'm going to go for... Actually, I'm going to go for Foden again on the left. What am I going to go for here? In the middle, it's tough, this one, to think, because you don't know who's going to play. No, I think Sterling will come in, and I think it'll be Mahrez on the right with Gabriel Jesus. I think Mahrez will start this one. So you've got Bernardo, Kevin De Bruyne, and Rodri. I think Foden will sit this one out and actually play against Newcastle, which I'm fine with. I understand that. There's going to be lots of rotations, and I think Garcia will play against Newcastle, and I think David Silva will play. I think David Silva will sit this one out. I think Bernardo will play this alongside Kevin De Bruyne, which I'm totally fine with. I think that makes a lot of sense, and we've still got a really strong team to play against Newcastle. That's my lineup. It could be wrong. I could be wrong indeed, but let me know in the comments. It could be entirely different to that. Let me know. It's so hard to predict given all the changes that we're making at the moment. In terms of the opposition, I'm going to pass you over to Daniel from the exceptional Chelsea channel called Son of Chelsea. It's only a newish channel. They invited me on today as well to talk about Chelsea, and I'll put a link at the end of this video. I talked about from the City fans' perspective over on his channel. It was really good. Go watch that. And here's his thoughts on the City-Chelsea game.
Hey there, Man City fans. Son of Chelsea here to give you my thoughts ahead of the game tomorrow at Stamford Bridge. It's going to be an absolutely massive test for Chelsea in the running. Probably the biggest we have in truth. We do go away to Liverpool, but I think based on what I've seen so far in the Premier League restart, Man City have been the most impressive. You look fluid, you look dangerous, you look prolific in front of goal, and that really doesn't bode well for this game, considering looking at Chelsea's flaws at the back, which was still present against Aston Villa, even though we did win that game. In terms of the approach of Frank Lampard, it's even sometimes hard to predict as a Chelsea fan yourself this season, because we are developing under Lampard learning his best formation, his tactics, what the approach is going to be for his Chelsea side. I wouldn't be too stunned if Frank Lampard approaches this game very differently to the one he did in November. In terms of formation, even though we regularly do play over four at the back, I wouldn't be shocked if Frank reverts to a 3-4-3, which is a formation he's used several times successfully in big games this season, just to maybe shore up that defence and try and nullify some of your brilliant attacking players. You know, Riyad Mahrez for me, of course, who scored the winner against us in November, trying to counteract that. Of course, Kevin De Bruyne, and even without Sergio Aguero, you've still got an abundance of talent that could hurt us. In terms of going forward, I look at players like Christian Pulisic, who came back from injury and scored the equaliser and really changed the game on Sunday for Chelsea. And I think that could be a player for me who is our second highest goal scorer. And when you actually look at his stats and look at how many times he's actually played based on injury this season, that is massively impressive for Pulisic. And I think his anticipation for goals in the box is a key threat that I think Man City need to look for. Maybe Tammy Abraham could come into this game. Olivier Giroud's in good goal scoring form, so Frank could pick on either of those strikers to start this game. But those are my opinions about the game. I think it's going to be a very tight contest, a bit like in November. I'm going to go for a score draw, maybe a 1-1, 2-2. I think it's going to be an entertaining game because I think both sides like to attack, but I think Chelsea are going to be doing more defending on the night. So those are my thoughts. Cheers, Stephen, for having me on.
Thanks, Daniel. Very measured thoughts there from a good lad. Yeah, I mean, he makes very good points. Largely, I think Chelsea will be up for this. They have got, which one thing that stood out for me, they've got a really strong squad. Now, look at the bench against Aston Villa. Let me find it. So bear in mind, this was their team against Aston Villa. They had obviously Kepa in goal. They had Alonso, Christian, Rudiger, Azpilicueta, Loftus-Cheek, Kante, Kovacic, Mount, Giroud, and Willian. And the bench had Ross Barkley, Abraham, Pedro, Caballero, Kurt Zuma, Pulisic, Reece James, Emerson, and Billy Gilmore. That's a pretty strong bench, you know. Chelsea have got a lot of those could come into the team, and they've got a very strong team, a very strong squad. They're like Manchester City in that aspect. Not quite as strong as ours, of course, but there's still plenty of players there that would happily start for Chelsea and the quality wouldn't drop too much. They have got a strong team. Obviously, it's not going to be as strong as the team as next year, where Chelsea, I think, could be genuinely interesting. They've got Ziyech now and obviously Werner. Two very good signings there, and who knows who else will sign. But Chelsea are a good team who play good football. We obviously don't know fully yet about Chelsea post-lockdown. They were decent against Villa. Not great against Villa, but they eventually got the win that they probably just about deserved. But they will provide a challenge, and they are a good team, and Lampard plays good football. Chelsea will be up for this, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. I think this is a pretty strong Chelsea side. They're going to get Champions League football, I reckon. They're currently in fourth. Where's the table? Let me just double check the table and see how clear they are. Once again, they are currently 5 points clear of Manchester United. I think they will stay there unless something crazy happens. I think they will stay ahead of United and be there. And they're a good team. They're a good, solid team. So I am a little bit cautious about this. In terms of my prediction, I do feel confident given what Manchester City have done so far. As I've said plenty of times, I think City's identity is really strong, so therefore they benefit from this lockdown more than most because they take less time to get up to their identity. And obviously our squad is so strong, we can make changes. Kevin De Bruyne has been rested, Sterling's been rested. We're going to see some very, very, very high quality players come back into this team, and we will be stronger for it. And I think that should hold us in good stead, really. We've also had an extra game compared to Chelsea, so I think we're just a little bit more ready in general. Having said that, I can see this being the game where we concede, and I'm going to say we'll win this 2-1. I'm going 1-0 Manchester City, 1-1, and then 2-1. I think we'll control the game. It'll be a little bit closer, but I still think we'll win this. I could be wrong, of course, but guys, let us know down in the comments below what you make of my prediction and how you're feeling about the game, your team lineup, all that kind of stuff. Go and check out the Son of Chelsea channel with the video. It'll be right next to me right now on screen. Go check out that video and me talking on his channel. Subscribe if you're new to this channel, of course. Give this video a like and all that kind of stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow for loads more content and obviously a match reaction and everything else. See you later, guys.